No. Last time we discussed this, you were supposed to cover today. Today's my day off. You're supposed to cover the movie this week. Because I didn't want to cover the movie this week. Why would I do that to myself? Can't pick some weird movie. Why would I want to cover it? It's your job. What do you mean you have stuff to do today? Yes, you do. You have the job to cover the movie. Why are you calling me on Monday? The screening is in a couple hours. What's wrong with you? Okay. Let's say I do the first half of the video and you cover the second half. Does that work? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, absolutely. But you have to swear to me that you will be there by 2 o'clock to finish the video. You gotta be there to finish the shoot so that way we can edit in time. Swear to me and I'll do it. You got yourself a deal. I'm not even supposed to go in today. Supposed to be here today. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Once again, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Movie Club's second annual summer movie series, 2021 edition. Tonight we have definitely a very weird movie for you. And whether or not you like it or not, it'd be tough to say right now. I'm not clairvoyant. I couldn't tell you how you'll feel, so I'm not even gonna try. Tonight we do have an exceptionally weird movie that has been picked by our guest curator, Kent Gunn, who's also one of the co-creators of Movie Club. Originally, Gavin Slay was supposed to do this intro, but for various reasons, he's not going to be able to do the first half. So I'll tackle the intro bit, and then midway through, Gavin will switch in and finish out the day. So, as you know by now, with this being our penultimate screening of the summer movie series, we put 5 minutes on the clock, I talk until my time runs out, and at that point, we move on with the screening. So instead of babbling on about this process and wasting more time than is absolutely necessary, let's just go ahead and get into, what this film is. And that might be a bit tough. Without further ado, here we go. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Kevin Smith's Tusk is a difficult movie to describe, and probably even more difficult to explain. So I'm going to do that now. I guess if I had to start somewhere... No, that doesn't make sense. Okay. So, this film is unlike anything else he's ever made in his filmography, and probably unlike anything else I've ever seen. If I had to put it in just a few words, those would be weird and different. This is tougher than I thought. I'm floundering here. I have no clue. As an independent filmmaker who got his start back in 1994, Kevin Smith is an interesting director, but I don't know if he's ever made something like this. So, how best to describe this and set this up for you? Think, Patrick, think. Come on. People are going to be watching this in a couple hours. You got to think of something. Anything to say about this movie. Did you like it? I don't know. Is it a good movie? It is competently made. Okay. Yes. Walrus, yes. Tusk is a weird movie from... Oh, yeah, I got it. Tusk is a weird movie from director Kevin Smith that is unlike anything else in his filmography. And honestly, if I had to come up with anything to say it... Well, that didn't go well. But Gavin's supposed to be here anytime, any moment. So, yeah. We'll let him tackle this. That's the kicker. That's how we do this. Okay. Where is he? Oh, hold on. Getting a phone call. Yes. Hello? What do you mean, Vermont? He said he was gonna be here today at 2. How can he be in Vermont and here? Okay, no, don't worry about that. When is he supposed to be back? Tuesday. I have somewhere to be at 2 o'clock, and Gavin was supposed to be here to finish the shoot, and he's in Vermont. No, you're right. I'm sorry. Guess there's nothing we can do. I guess I'll finish the shoot. Yeah. Okay. Sorry to waste your time. Thanks. Bye. Vermont! Okay. For real now, I guess I probably have to do this because looks like Gavin's not showing up. Wants to steal my show from me, but then doesn't show up for the thing that I asked him to do. Great. So here we go. I'm not even supposed to be here today. To talk about Tusk in 5 minutes is tough because there's a lot going on here. So I thought the best thing to do would be to go back to the beginning of Smith's filmography with his 1994 black and white debut, Clerks. Because that's the film that got his start, and it's the film that put him on the map and has made him kind of a little bit of a beacon in independent filmmaking. And it's honestly contributed to the fact that Smith has stayed around in the pop culture for so long. I mean, he also has his hands in a ton of different things like podcasts and television shows on AMC and a ton of different things. He's super involved in nerd culture, and it's honestly something that I really love about him. I've consumed plenty of his works in the past, but I hadn't seen Clerks before. And when I finally watched it, I got what makes him so unique as a filmmaker, because his voice is so intimately connected to the material that he's making, and also deeply honest. Beneath the crass language and, the explicit dialogue, there's actually a true heart to Clerks, and some decent philosophical musings as well. Philosophical musings for the middle and working class. And I think that's valuable, and it's what made Clerks, and by proxy, Kevin Smith, the writer and director of the film, so iconic and so important. 20 years later, in 2014, Kevin Smith made the movie Tusk, which stars Justin Long and Haley Joel Osment. It's a very interesting film, but it's even more interesting when you find out that it's actually adapted from a riff that he and co-producer Scott Mosier did on their podcast, Smodcast. They riffed about a movie, a horror film, about a man being turned into a walrus, and then made it. And probably because of that, the film is so deeply entrenched in both the humor that Mosier and Smith are so deeply involved with and have been involved with since their partnership all the way back in Clerks. But it's also, a well-crafted movie that is miles ahead in terms of production design and costuming and special effects than Clerks was back in the day. Now, Clerks didn't really do any special effects, but here, with this kind of horror creature feature, weird art house film almost that is distributed by A24 Films, it's so unique and different. And I don't think this could have come from anyone but Kevin Smith. his deep love for horror films, for comic book films, for all kinds of different things, and his deep knowledge about how podcasts work allow him to tell a story pretty honestly, even if all the jokes and all the bits don't necessarily hit. I actually found myself really enjoying this film, and there are a couple lines of dialogue that actually made me laugh out loud. But underneath all of that is a decently compelling, actually extremely compelling horror film, even if it doesn't always hit its marks. Tusk is I wouldn't say fantastic film, but it accomplishes the goal that Smith set out to accomplish, which was to adapt an inherently ridiculous idea he and Scott Mosier came up with on their podcast into a feature film, utilizing the internet to help raise the funds for said film and create a word-of-mouth campaign using #WalrusYes and #WalrusNo to get the word out. Even I was aware of this movie long before it was made and long before it was funded. And it's neat that the internet was able to come together and help this independent filmmaker create the vision they had, even if that vision is ridiculous. But because of how ridiculous that vision is, it actually kind of works weirdly. It's so abstract and out there that it is, by nature, different than anything you've ever seen. There's not many other movies like this. And I think Smith succeeded in creating something deeply interesting, at the very least. It may not hit all the buttons for you, it may not work for you, but interestingly enough, I think you can't come away from this film arguing that it's not something unique. Smith accomplished at least that, and I think he actually accomplished making a pretty decent film along the way. And that's why tonight I'm delighted to share with you the film Tusk. Well, that'll about do it for today's episode of Movie Club, specifically our second annual summer movie series, 2021 edition mini-series that we're doing right now. And it just about wraps up our summer movie series. We've only got one more screening at the end of this week. So I would say stick around for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a little fun experiment being able to share movies that you guys have picked with each other. It's been fun for me to do that. And I'm sad that it's coming to an end so soon, but we've got a killer second season lined up for you, and I'm really excited about it. But for now, we have a screening in our way, and hopefully, I think you'll enjoy it just as much as I did. If not, I think you'll at least come away with the idea that it's definitely a very unique film, and at least pretty interesting for its history. So regardless, I hope you enjoy tonight's screening, either because you find a new, pretty good film that you like, or because you find a film that is so inherently ridiculous that you can't help laughing at it. Regardless, I think Kevin Smith will have accomplished his mission, and that's notable. So, regardless of your positions on this film after the screening, I hope you enjoyed tonight's screening of the 2014 horror comedy that is Kevin Smith's Tusk. I'm your host and curator around these parts, Patrick Smith, and this has been Movie Club. I'll see you all tomorrow.